Over the past decade, Disney has completely and utterly destroyed the Star Wars franchise. And it's so bad that Kathleen Kennedy is basically now seen as synonymous with woke Hollywood failure. She was the face of the South Park joining the Panaverse special for a reason, because now it's perfectly acceptable for anybody, regardless of whether you're a fan, regardless of whether you're mainstream media, to acknowledge the reality that Lucasfilm is a disaster and that Disney Star Wars is a dead brand. And their most recent failure only shows that. Ahsoka was a nightmare for them. I talked about it in the beginning. Before this show came out, when you saw all the promotion, you realized they were doing a theatrical release mid-season. You saw all the effort they were putting into promoting this thing, including changing the release time for Disney+. They were betting heavily that Ahsoka would do well. They needed a bounce back after several streaming failures, but they didn't get it. From the beginning, the ratings were a disappointment. The audience feedback just seemed like people were not invested or interested in this story. And by the finale, even more people had tuned out. Ahsoka suffers weak finale viewership. Will season 2 even happen? Well, there certainly are still rumors about season 2 because, quite frankly, it's all supposed to lead up to Dave Filoni's movie. We'll see if that ever actually happens, actually ever gets off the ground, but probably a season 2 of some sort would be necessary for that. But when it came to the finale, even after weak viewership at the premiere, they still lost a lot of viewers. And now the final Nielsen ratings are out, and it's a sad state of affairs for Star Wars. Here it is in the original series for Nielsen. You see Ahsoka, number 2 in originals, still failed to crack the top 10 overall. Only 1 week. Think about this. A Disney Star Wars massive show that was promoted on Disney Plus only cracked into the top 10 of streaming 1 week. And that's when they released 2 episodes at the same time. So they got a lot of watch time. Other than that, Ahsoka was not even in the top 10 for a single moment in time. That's how pathetically bad this series is. But here it is, the 8th episode, the finale, the last week that it will appear on the Nielsen ratings, 575 million minutes watched. One of the reasons that's so embarrassing is because that's even less than something like Andor. When we go and we look and make the comparison to Andor, which I will give Andor credit, had a few more episodes, so a few more watch time potentially that could have been built up over that series or over that period of time. But Andor, 674 million minutes watched for its finale, compared to Ahsoka. Ahsoka just continued to dive bomb week after week. And it's just one more indication that the path that Disney is headed down when it comes to Star Wars, just like with Marvel, just like with so many other things, it's the wrong path. It's a path that fans are not interested in following. People, especially Dave Filoni fanboys, they wanted to argue, they wanted to say, no, it's really good, people are loving it, it's doing great. It's not doing great. The only thing that the premiere did better than was the Andor season premiere, when you look at all the Star Wars shows that are out there. Well, now it looks like when it comes to just raw numbers in terms of minutes watched, it couldn't even beat Andor in its finale. Now, when you take a look at the number of people that actually tuned in for each of those finales, it's probably pretty damn close. That is not what Ahsoka was hoping for. That was not the threshold for success for Ahsoka. Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy's Ahsoka project was an abject failure. Very divisive for a fan base. A lot of people were not invested in the character, quite frankly, but even people that were Clone Wars and Rebels fans, they were incredibly disappointed by this series. Another total failure for Disney Star Wars that we saw coming for a long time. Well, now finally, the final Nielsen ratings for the finale episode are out, and it is abysmal. Cannot crack back into the top 10. An abject failure for Disney Star Wars. Seems like we've said that a lot in the past couple years. Well, there's a reason. It's because Disney Star Wars is dead, and nearly everything they touch fails. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.